Joining us now, Pete Snyder, entrepreneur. He's the chairman of Disruptor Capital, also the Disruptor Fund. And we think he's going to run for governor. Well, let's ask him. Pete, what do you think? Governor Pete Snyder, 2017?
Johnny, great to be with you this morning. Always a blast. And you got to tell me a little bit about this, all the schmoozing you're doing with Terry McAuliffe.
Schmooze fest.
I understand that you were paid off in, like, Cosmopolitans. You're, like, drinking Cosmos in the governor's mansion, and then you're just completely sold out. Is that the case?
Actually, it was a craft brewery beer fest.
You're not a craft beer guy. You're a Cosmo pinky up kind of guy. You're a Sex and the City Republican.
I did have a beer. I had one beer, and then we went to the good stuff at the bar. But yes, I did have a beer. But you're right. I'm not really partaking in that stuff. But I did have one, and I forget what it was called, but it was great. But that was the theme of the night. But we had a good time. I mean, we had lobbied for happy hour. Everybody else got invited but me. So I finally felt like, I was second fiddle here. Like, I never got invited to happy, or the people go to happy hour. I never went. And so I lobbied hard. I tried Saslaw, struck out. I tried Chap Peterson, struck out. I went to their staff, nothing. I couldn't get to first base. And Ann was like, I want to go to happy hour. So finally, I went to the most impactful source in the governor's mansion. I went straight to Dorothy McAuliffe, our First Lady of Virginia, and I got an invite, I swear, Pete, the next day. Someday, Pete Snyder, you too might get an invite to Governor McAuliffe's infamous happy hour. In fact,
I can't get Johnny. Doesn't happen.
Well, I do work for food, no question about that. Anybody that's ever seen my waistline, I have no aversion to the utensil, as they say. Now, Pete, by the way, Terry McAuliffe yesterday asked me, he says, is Pete Snyder going to run for governor? I've heard you've been talking about him on your show. I'm like, yeah, I think he is. And he said, well, he'd be tough. I'm like, yeah, he'd be damn tough. He said, well, the two toughest candidates would be Whitman and Snyder. But he said, don't count out Wagner. So, right, you got all this stuff going on. Look, before we get to the governor's race, let's get to November 8th. Trump coming back. I still think he's going to win. In Virginia, Pete, we're getting hammered. They got 297 people. They got 70 Clinton offices. McAuliffe has worked on this for 36 months. He's put his best campaign executives are in Virginia, and latest polls show we're down by 13. But here's the good news. Help is on the way. We made an SOS Mayday call to the Trump campaign in New York last week. They responded. They put Mike Rubino back in charge. He started on Monday, so he's in charge of the state. He's the guy that won the primary. They've also committed additional resources in the terms of multiple millions of dollars. They're going to open up about 20 offices. They're expanding. Do we have a shot to win Virginia?
Well, Johnny, I certainly hope so. And I know you're vice chair of the Trump campaign in Virginia. So, on behalf of all conservatives and Republicans, thank you for the work that you're doing there to try to get us the troops that we need. You're absolutely right. We are getting shelled on the ground, or we're outgunned on the ground and shelled in the air. So we need all the help we can get. I pray it's a close one in Virginia, and I hope the Trump campaign puts enough effort in the Commonwealth that we could eke this thing out.
Well, look, we're going to have to make the state competitive. Otherwise, they're just going to mail it in. And just so everybody understands, until we started to get the resources starting yesterday, this is where we're starting at. Hillary Clinton's staff in Virginia, which Terry McAuliffe is personally overseeing this effort, 297 paid staff. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Trump campaign, 7. Hillary Clinton offices, state of Virginia, 70. Trump campaign, as of Sunday, 0. Okay? This is reality. So there's 17 or 18 shared offices with the RPV, but the Trump campaign in New York has committed to putting in massive resources here in the last 60 days. So they have to do that in order to get the state back on the map, Pete. Otherwise, so anyway, the bad news is yesterday where we're at. The good news is we made the plea. We went straight to New York. We got the resources. We got everything we asked for. Now it's our job to take that and turn the Commonwealth of Virginia into a race.
Amen, John. And again, thanks for your leadership on that front and making the plea to New York. We need everything we can get out of the Trump campaign and outside groups as well. And let's be really honest. The Democrats have made investments in Virginia at a national level for over a decade. We're probably going on 15 years. And we just simply haven't had the infrastructure out of our nominees the past two go-arounds. And, we're at a disadvantage. That said, I am hard closing months of 16 and certainly in 17 and beyond. We have a great opportunity for a resurgence of the conservative movement and electing Republicans in Virginia. I believe the tide will be on our side. We just need to be smart. We need to get the right conservative nominees in there, and then we can take it to them in November.
What did you think of Saturday's State Central vote for a primary for selecting the nominees in 2017, basically overturning the deal that was made last year? What did you make of that?
John, I didn't make much of it. I'm a former college wrestler. If I'm going out into battle, I don't care where the mat is, what field house it is. All I care about is who's my opponent and how I'm going to take them down. So doesn't matter. I'm a convention primary. I think we will have a strong field of candidates, hopefully good conservative candidates, and we'll have a really good opportunity to win and sweep in 2017 if we have the right people. So
let's get to governor. We have 4 candidates right now running for governor in a primary. Ed Gillespie, he's the favorite, no question. He's got all the establishment, K Street money, $1 million. He'll raise millions more. He's got all that behind him. He's got a lot of the House of Delegates members behind. So he's like the establishment, K Street, Washington, elite cabal insider candidate. Then you've got Rob Whitman. Doesn't have a lot of name recognition in the state outside of his first district. Corey Stewart, you ran against him for lieutenant governor. You know how tough he can be. And now Frank Wagner just got raised. So here's my take, right? You can't count Wagner out. He's going to be a factor. But his votes come from Ed. Whitman gets votes from Ed and conservatives. He gets votes everywhere. Corey Stewart, he's got his contingent. But if Pete Snyder gets in this Pete, I think you turn the thing upside down. And I think if you get in, I think you'll be the favorite to win. Let our audience know right now where you are on your potential governor's race 2017.
Johnny, I have an announcement to make that I will make no news on this interview today, all right?
Yes.
I will give you a ton of garbage about your cosmos with Terry. But let's be honest. We have to win the governor's mansion in 2017. Hopefully we win the White House in 16. But we have to not only win the governor's mansion, but we have to sweep. And if, heaven forbid, the Trump-Pence ticket doesn't win and we have a Vice President Kane, we have to win that Senate seat. So we need to put all of our best candidates out there. But what we really need to do is have the best ideas. We need to make sure that we beat the Democrats when it comes to ideas, when it comes to putting conservative solutions. And John, if I believe that I can add to that dialogue, and I believe that I have the solutions that can push the Commonwealth forward, I will absolutely get in the race. But that's it. You don't do things. I don't do things based on ego. I don't do things based on just timing. If I believe that I have around, I will get in the race.
All right, so it sounds like, Pete, what you're saying is you've not ruled out a run for governor in 2017. Is that accurate?
You're a good journalist.
Thank you. Let's get to when a decision is going to be made, because I'm telling you, the buzz last night was that you would be the toughest candidate for Ralph Northam to beat. Chad Peterson's already told them you're the most dangerous statewide Republican in Virginia. McAuliffe basically said the same thing last night. So my question is, they think they can beat Ed. I mean, I'll just tell you that straight out. They are so confident they can beat Ed Gillespie for a number of reasons. I don't have time to get into it now. So having said that, what's your timetable?
My timetable is going to be between now and November. Look, I think we need to focus all of our fire in 2000. Hillary Clinton as president, period. As it relates to chatter and things like that, look, that's all fine and well, and that's all nice. And I would have loved to have squared off against Ralph Northam for lieutenant governor in the finals in 2013. That did not happen. I'd like to, and you can't speculate on what would have happened in the past. I just know going forward, if we have a strong conservative candidate that can bring the party together and bring the right ideas to the table, we will win absolutely.
All right, Pete, let's get to the national race, 2016, November. I'm still predicting Trump is going to win. I think you're starting to see now some of the national polling surveys starting to tighten. He's within striking distance on some that have come out. The battleground states always lag behind national surveys. We've got 70 days. How do you see the last 70 days playing out for the Trump campaign?
Sure. I think it's all up to Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump can set an agenda and dominate the national media unlike anyone else. But, as I told you on your show a little while ago, take the phone away from him, right? Mm-hmm. Let's have him focus on the issues that matter and focus on Hillary Clinton and focus on his vision to make America great again. Mm-hmm. I think it's remarkable, given, if we're really being honest, this has been a error-filled campaign.
Yes.
It wasn't that way in the primary. Mm-hmm. But since the general, it's been an error-prone, Keystone Cops-esque campaign, which I believe Donald Trump is better than that. I think he can run operations better than he's showing right now. So I am heartened that we have an opportunity in 70 days. But he needs to focus on Hillary Clinton and focus on his vision to make America great again. If he does that, he has an unbelievable opportunity to win. If he doesn't, and it's just whatever random stray ball or foul ball that is coming off of his bat, he'll lose.
Now, I know that personally both Kellyanne Conway, the new campaign manager, started a couple weeks ago, and Steve Bannon, who runs the Breitbart Network, who's now his campaign chairman. I know you know them both. You've worked with them. Do you think they were good moves?
I think they're a great move. Kellyanne is sharp as can be, is a terrific entrepreneur, is completely in tune with the conservative movement, but also knows how to win general elections. She's one of the wisest folks that we have in our party. And Steve Bannon understands the media landscape unlike anyone else out there. So I think both are real talents. Both are strong allies of mine. They've been very kind to me over the course of my career, and I hope that they're going to guide this, and I have a lot of confidence they're going to turn this ship around.
Pete, final question. I got 2 minutes. What does Trump have to do in this debate, in this first all-important upcoming debate? What does he have to do?
I think he needs. I think he shouldn't be going for the win. I think he should be going for the gold medal. I think he should just be going to make sure that he keeps it tight and he gives a clear and articulate message on how he wants to move our country forward. If he does that, it's gangbusters. That will be a win. I mean, the bar is set so high for Hillary Clinton on this debate and so low for Donald Trump. I think if he just, if he is clear, concise, articulates his vision, doesn't do anything stupid, I think it'll be seen as a win for Trump.
Interesting analysis, Pete. I haven't heard that so far. I think as I'm thinking about what you're saying, I think you're right. A lot of us have been saying the opposite, like me, that he's got to have this stellar performance on debate one, knockout blow.
Don't go for the kill. You don't have to go for the kill with this one. Not at all. This is about making. Right now, a lot of America doesn't believe that they belong on the same stage. I think that's untrue. I think they absolutely do, and Donald Trump can have a very clear vision for America. This is his opportunity to do it. So don't hit a double, hit a single. Don't go for the home run.
Okay, interesting. I've got 40 seconds. I've got to ask you this question. Tell our audience about your daughter.
Yeah, B is doing great. She's 19 months old. Thank you, Johnny, for asking about her. She has, I don't know, maybe 60, 80 words in her vocabulary now. So she is chatting up a storm. I never realized how many verbal tics that I have. She is the greatest mimic in the world. So I turn around and realize that I never realized I said and so often as I do. But she's just the light of my life, and I can't wait till she's a guest on your show. I think she's going to be a guest host fairly soon.
Send pictures.
Can you? Now, here's the thing. Next week, Johnny, she has her first day in school. So I imagine the John Fredericks Radio Show will be broadcasting live from St. Paul's Church in Alexandria, Virginia for Bee's first day. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Ask Chap Peterson. I want him there, okay?
All right, we're going to ask Chap. We're going to get you there.
Not serval, but even though it's let's get Peterson.
We'll get Chap there. Pete Snyder, we're out of time. Pete Snyder not ruling out a run for governor in 2017. If he gets in the race, all hell breaks loose.